Speaking of censorship, this is the news we've all been waiting for, and this would have never happened under a President Kamala Harris. Never. It would have never happened because Kamala would have been busy trying to chokehold all of us, you know, making sure the right narrative gets spun, the whole Nazi stuff that they accuse us of, which they are actually doing, right? And we just literally prove to you in real time. Yeah. Okay, cool. Anyway, wait, that's the wrong story. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's what I gotta do. So this mongrel, hold up, wait a minute. There's a glitch with this software because we can't use multiple screen shares, which is so odd to me. But whatever, we're gonna do it now. Um, YouTube will reinstate accounts banned for spreading quote, and I put that in quote, misinformation. YouTube will allow creators whose accounts were terminated for repeated violations of COVID-19 and election integrity policies to rejoin the platform, according to a letter that YouTube parent company Alphabet sent to Rep. Jim Jordan on Tuesday. Quote, reflecting the company's commitment to free expression, YouTube will provide an opportunity for all creators to rejoin the platform if the company terminated their channels for repeated violations of COVID-19 and election integrity policies that are no longer in effect. Does that come with retro pay? Does that come with retro? We got to negotiate some things. And then what happens going forward when y'all don't like what I say? I'm going to take that risk again. Anyway, Alphabet's legal counsel Daniel F. Donovan wrote, "quote YouTube values conservative voices on its platform and recognizes that these creators have extensive reach and play an important role in civil discourse." End quote. That sentence would have never came out of this dude's mouth or in a statement if Kamala Harris was president. And we know that, and you know that. Anyway, the letter was a response to a subpoena from Rep. Jim Jordan, who sought to investigate if the Biden Harris administration had coerced or colluded with companies like Alphabet to censor speech. At the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, many platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter enacted policies to ban the spread of medical misinformation about the virus and vaccines. And why isn't TikTok needs to get rid of that stupid policy? But once we're no longer under the rule of the Chinaman, I guess we will. For example, YouTube disallowed content saying that vaccines can cause cancer, a false claim which is not supported by scientific research. How we care about science? Anyway, later platforms also took action against content falsely claiming that the 2020 U.S. presidential election was, quote, stolen from Donald Trump. Twitter, not yet bought and rebranded by Elon Musk, said that it suspended 70,000 accounts for sharing QAnon conspiracy content and inciting violence in the week after the January 6th riots. It was riots. I thought it was one riot. Um, but anyway, leading up to the presidential election in 2024, online platforms began loosening their policies around misinformation because they knew Donald Trump was about to get reelected. That's why they did that. On YouTube, this included reinstating President Donald Trump, whose account had been banned. Yeah, free speech, right? Free speech, free speech. He didn't incite any violence. He didn't incite any violence. Y'all incited the violence when you gaslit people, when people are saying, hey, there are problems. Hey, there's a problem here. And y'all say, oh, stop it. Joe Biden won 81 million votes. Woo. And people are saying, wait, there are problems. Look, there's an SD card being passed to somebody here. Nobody's going to look into that. They said a pipe broke in the Georgia voting facility, and then it ended up not being true. Oh, we don't like that. Censored. Get rid of you. Anyway, now, according to the company's letter to Rep. Jim Jordan, all creators whose accounts were censored by these policies will be allowed back on the platform. Quote, wow, the reliance on health authorities in this context was well intentioned. The company recognizes it should have never come at the expense of public debate on these issues. YouTube did not respond to TechCrunch's request for comment. This is complete bullshit. It should have never happened. Should have never happened. But this is what happens when the quote communists are in charge. That's the real control. Those are the people who really want to silence people. You don't think like me. You don't vote like me. You don't act like me. You don't do what I like you to do. So therefore, I want you silenced. That is y'all side. That's y'all side. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Republicans, right wingers. Well, the right wingers are a little crazy. They're over there. We'll keep the right wingers over there. But conservatives, Republicans, most of MAGA for the most part, which MAGA has now become this big umbrella that encompasses Democrats, independents, libertarians, everybody, right? So nobody cares, right? So when we're telling you there's a problem next time, maybe you'll listen to us. You probably won't because it won't work in your favor. But this is some bullshit. And I think all of these accounts, y'all need to retroactively pay these people. You won't, but I think you should. That would be the good thing to do. These people lost thousands, some hundreds of thousands, some millions of dollars being censored. Because Democrats didn't want to have the discourse because they never do, because they know their ideas don't hold weight. They know that. They know that. They know their ideas are trash. They know it's emotion based. It's not fact based. It's not based on peer review. And speaking of peer reviews, you see these dumb pregnant women taking Tylenol because Robert Kennedy said there's an actual peer review, Harvard reviewed study. There's a Harvard study that's literally linking acetaminophen to autism, and these dummies are taking the very thing that they're being cautioned not to do. I could say some really reckless stuff right now, but may the child be born healthy, and that's it. Because I ain't got nothing else to say after that. All right. Congratulations to all the creators who are getting their accounts back. Congratulations to I don't even know if is it a congratulations? I mean, you've been censored, you've been robbed of money. That includes like Fresh and Fit, Dan Bongino. Candace Owens was demonetized for a moment. I don't know if she is. I think she's monetized again because she's milking this Charlie Kirk situation. So creators like that, right? Now the whack jobs. Listen, you got a right to be a whack job. It just got to come with a disclaimer of some sort, right? There's a lot of conspiracy theories in this, and it is what it is. But anyway, we will be right back.
It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.